Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Jnana Samarandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. I was born in the darkest ignorance. My spiritual master opened my eyes with a torch of knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisances unto him. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. We're looking at Canto 3 of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Chapter 21, Conversation between Manu and Kardama, and it's text 20. Naitad patadisha padam tavipsitam
Naitat Batadisha Padam Tavepshitam
yanmayanas tanusi bhuta sukshmam
Yanmayayanastanushe Bhuta Sukshmam
anugrahayastapi yarhimayaya
Anugrayayastva Apiyarhi Mayaya
lasatulasya bhagavan vilakshitaha.
Lasat Tulasyat Bhagavan Vilakshitam.
And the word by word, na,
No,
not,
not.
etat,
Etat
this,
this.
bata,
Bata
indeed,
indeed.
adisha,
Adisha,
O Lord,
O Lord.
padam,
Padam,
material world,
material world.
tava,
Tava,
your,
your.
ipsitam,
Ipshitam,
desire,
desire.
yet,
Yet,
which,
which.
mayaya,
Mayaya,
by your external
by
energy,
your external energy.
naha,
Naha,
for us,
for us.
tanushe,
Tanushe,
you manifest,
you manifest.
uta shukshmam,
The Sukshmam,
the elements gross and subtle,
elements which are gross and subtle.
nugrahaya,
Anugraya hai,
for bestowing mercy,
by bestowing your mercy.
astu,
Astu,
let it be,
let it be.
api,
Api,
also,
also.
yarhi,
Yarhi,
when,
when.
mayaya,
Mayaya,
through your causeless
through
mercy,
your causeless mercy.
lasat,
Lasat,
splendid,
splendid.
tulasya,
Tulasya,
with a wreath of tulsi leaves,
with a wreath of tulsi leaves.
Bhagavan,
Bhagavan,
the Supreme Personality of Godhead,
the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
vilakshitaha,
Vilakshitaha
is perceived.
is perceived.
Translation. My dear Lord, although it is not your desire, you manifest this creation of gross and subtle elements just for our sensual satisfaction. Let your causeless mercy be upon us, for you have appeared before us in your eternal form, adorned with a pleasant wreath of tulsi leaves. And purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada.
Yeah.
It is clearly stated here that the material world is not created by the personal will of the Supreme Lord. It is created by his external energy because the living entities want to enjoy it. This material world is not created for those who do not want to enjoy sense gratification, who constantly remain in transcendental loving service, and who are eternally Krishna conscious. For them, the spiritual world is eternally existing, and they enjoy there. Elsewhere in the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, it is stated that for those who have taken shelter of the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, this material world is useless because this material world is full of danger at every step. It is not meant for the devotees, but for living entities who want to lord it over the material energy at their own risk. Krishna is so kind that he allows the sense-enjoying living entities a separate world created by him to enjoy as they like. Yet at the same time, he appears in his personal form. The Lord unwillingly creates this material world, but he descends in his personal form or sends one of his reliable sons or a servant or a reliable author like Vyasadeva to give instruction. He himself also instructs in his speeches of Bhagavad Gita. This propaganda work goes on side by side with the creation to convince the misguided living entities who are rotting in this material world to come back to him and surrender unto him. Therefore, the last instruction of Bhagavad Gita is this: give up all your manufactured engagements in the material world and just surrender unto me. I shall protect you from all sinful reactions. Hare Krishna. So, Hare Krishna. The conversation between Manu and Kardama Muni continues. They're talking about the nature of the world, talking about the external world, which here is referred to as Maya. And it is an expansion of the Yoga Maya, the spiritual illusion. There's the spiritual illusion, and then there's the material illusion. And most of us have gotten very familiar with the material illusion, and most people are unaware of the spiritual illusion, such as Yashoda thinking Krishna's our child, not realizing he's Bhagavan, such as Arjuna being under the spell, being an illusion where it's just a few minutes before he said, let's go. And then suddenly, boom, Maya, yoga, Maya came and brought his consciousness down. Why is the material world here? We have to ask that. If it's so much a troublesome situation, why is it here in the first place? And one answer could be that there's a demand. We wanted it. We insist. And so I like what Prabhupada says here. Says there's what did he say? Reluctant. Let's see. The word unwillingly creates this material world. He's not happy about it, but he does it. And I had asked one devotee when I was just new, living in the temple. Ishan was his name. And he was one of those devotees that was up there in the UK with John Lennon and Yoko Ono and all that. And I asked him, so why is the material world here? And he said the answer is, for enjoyment purposes. But it's not a deep enjoyment. It's just on the surface. That's what it is. The enjoyment in the material world is very much on the surface. And just now as I'm sitting here, I would just reflect on last night where we had a nice, under the pine trees. There was a picnic table, grass, the lake was in front of us. There were happy people nearby. Everything was just perfect except for the mosquitoes. I've got bumps all over the place. I'm just, and so that's the nature of the material world. When I met Raj yesterday, he was just saying that, he admitted that the world is full of goodness and sadness, full of dualities. And the dualities cause us to wonder, why is it up and down, up and down? Why is it fun and not fun? Why is a world of hiccups? I'm having a good time, and then suddenly, I had a call from someone yesterday. Said, I need to talk to you. I'm just getting a little bit down. I've been in bed for the last 2 weeks. I sprained my ankle. I've got incredible inflammation, and he's getting some guidance, but it's just miserable for him to be in that. He's young and energetic and so on like that. And so, conclusion, welcome to the material world. My saying, welcome to the Jiva soul. Come on in. Have a good time. Come into my circus, And when you go into, just like they have the paranormal circus now. So you'll see people are going up, make a few twirls, showing off a little bit, and then coming down. They're going up and they're coming down. It's a little like dolphins, up and down and all this kind of. So that's the way it is in this world. You're on top of a mountain. Some people like to go to Nepal. They want to go to Mount Everest, and you just want to hit the top, the summit of it. And then the process, while it's very exhilarating, and the process, you have to watch your breath because, people get, up on that high elevation. It might be hard to breathe. As you might need a tank or something to help you with this. In the meantime, while they're going up, they're seeing all remains of other people who made it or did not make it. And there's human feces up there. And, it's not like a little, like a walk through the nice park. In fact, there was one chap from Canada, from British Columbia. He started a program for cleaning up Mount Everest. I guess helicopters are required, and just pick up the remains. People come with their stuff and they don't put it back in their backpack. They just kind of like leave it there. So you don't leave it pristine.
Just like any holy place.
Yeah. Holy places tend to be a little bit not the cleanest, oftentimes. Yeah, and they should be, right? So this is the material world. Welcome to it, and yeah, we are just in and we are just out. And but we stay in for a long time. It's understood. 8,400,000 species of life. We have to go through the whole gamut. And after having experience of one body, we slide into another one, and then another one, and another one bites the dust. That's a famous song from, God, when was it? Maybe in the early 80s. Another one bites the dust, and another one, and another one, and another one bites the dust. Bites the dust means you hit the floor, you die, and or you fall down. That's our famous phrase, fall down. We use that. It's a fall down, a fall down. That means you're up at one status and then you come down. When Prabhupada was with us in '76, there's some talk going on about why it is that some sannyasis or people are sort of supposed to be elevated, why they fall down. And Prabhupada's answer was something like this. Well, they never got high. They never elevated much. They never really fell down. But they were given an opportunity to be elevated. You know how Prabhupada was. He was such a risk taker. And he gave everyone a chance to be a Brahminical person, to be, first of all, just to be a devotee, the honor of living in a temple, secondly, to get first initiation, second initiation, maybe third initiation. Not everyone rose up to the mark, to hit the mark. Not everyone was able to do so. Not everybody. But he gave everyone the opportunity, and he was definitely starting the movement. It was, he took some chances, and, I guess we're desperate. We're desperate. You got to put some people in there. Some people make the grade, and some others may not. And now we have a system in place because we become more institutional. That means that you be more proactive, and you set up a system whereby people are tested a little before exams are there. You have to, jump through different hoops before you get to a certain status. You have to earn it. It wasn't so easy. Prabhupada was quite lenient in a way. He was very merciful. But we saw a pattern where, as time went on, he got a little more strict. The doors were open, the doors were closed, the doors were open and closed, like immigration. Just in, just out. Okay. And so that's the nature of the material world. It is and we're riding on it. We're riding on this body, which is made of material energy. Yantra Rudhani Maya Ya. That word pops up all over through the Bhagavad Gita. The material body is made up of machine, made of the material energy. And we, the soul, the Atma, is sitting inside. And sometimes having a nice ride, sometimes some bumpy ride, the roads and thunder because of all the severe weather conditions in the winter. Or it can be, I don't know if you ever saw the film Hotel Rwanda. Oh my God, is it ever? I mean, it was a retelling. It's a historical film, and it was actually a French Canadian who actually kind of like told the world, you got to do something here with these, the two, what is it, the Tutsis and the two groups there were against each other, and they didn't have guns like in America. Everything's about guns, but in Rwanda it was about machete knives.
Mm.
So there's one particular scene where they're going out to help people. There was this one fellow who ran the hotel, and he was a very benevolent kind of person. He wanted to go out and help people. So they went to an area, it was in the dark, and then boom, 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 boom. Suddenly they're going boom, 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 boom. The road is extremely bumpy. And then said, what is that? What are we riding on? It wasn't a flat tire. And then they got out, and they saw it was all these bodies. They were driving over bodies. How gruesome. How gruesome. So we are born, we die, and that's the material world. Nothing stays. It's all about change. Change. What else is said in this verse? There's always a glorification of the Lord in most verses from the Bhagavatam. I'd say there's like a two-pronged system. The material world's ugly. That's one theme. Another one, God is good. Can you put those two together? If God is so good, why do we have an ugly world? Well, the answer is we made a demand. We pushed. We tell our constituents, or we tell our governmental people who are running the governments. We tell them, this is what I want. This is what we need. They put heavy demands. This is what I want. I want cannabis. We want cannabis. So the government will give their green light blessings, and now you have cannabis, places all over the place, more than Tim Hortons. Is it helping anybody? No. Just like I met somebody recently. So what about alcohol? Actually, Raj, what's your take on alcohol? And basically, I was saying, well, it's never helped anybody.
No.
Maybe only during COVID. To kill some of the germs, but it never helped anyone. Alcohol contributes to dysfunctional families, breakup of families. It contributes to bad health. It contributes to loss of funds, loss of brain cells being killed, etc. So it just keeps going. The list, nothing good in there, just nothing good. And therefore, our blessed Srila Prabhupada said, "Don't do this." Well, what about no? Not even. What about this? Even Prabhupada was unhappy about chocolate. Chocolate milk was being consumed by the devotees in Vrindavan at one time, and Prabhupada heard about it and he didn't like it. Not that the flavor is bad, but in it there's caffeine, right? And caffeine's harmful.
Cocoa.
Yeah, and I sometimes suggest to devotees, if you're attached to chocolate, so why don't you take carob? Carob is a great replacement, doesn't have caffeine. If you want to take coffee, then there's chicory. It grows all over the place, in all our ditches. And it's a beautiful flower. Of course, we don't expect you to manufacture it. Turn it into like a nice liquid that you can turn into coffee. But there are replacements. There are, but people don't look hard enough. And they just go for the buzz. Everything is about buzz. If you want buzz, then you can chant Om, and there will be a buzz. Your lips will also vibrate. Om, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So we get a buzz from saying the mantra, right? Saying Om. So let's get the right buzz. Everyone's working with buzzes. To get into a door now, there's you press a number combination, and then there will be a buzz, and then you get inside. So there's all kinds of noises out there. And one thing that people are really deprived of is sound, pure spiritual sound. If you even have a desire to get out, then of this world, then there is a channel, and that channel is Hare Nama, Hare Nam, Hare Nam Eva Kevalam, Kalona Stevana Stevana Stevagattiranyata. So for Kali Yuga, this dark age, we're meant to glorify Krishna, his devotees. Satatan kirtayantamam yatantascha drida vrita. Do it with determination, and you will go somewhere. Yeah. So, Prabhupada, I just want to reflect for a minute on the last statement, or the second last statement made, or the last two really, the translation of 1866 from Bhagavad Gita. The last instruction of the Bhagavad Gita is this: give up all manufactured engagements in the material world and just surrender unto me. Oftentimes we give up all varieties of religion. That can be a little bit misleading sometimes because people think religion means Presbyterian, Catholic, Buddhist, Hindu, this, that. But we're talking about anything that has anything to do with the material world. Give it all up and surrender unto me. I shall protect you from all sinful reactions. And the last line, usually, don't fear, have no worry, have no worry, have no stress. But we are living in the world of stress, and it's because we're not surrendering. So you surrender, and there will be less stress. Less stress. You in your position, you get calls, you get emails, you get people come personally. I have so much stress. This has happened to me and that's happened to me. What can you do for me? And our answer is, well, submit to Krishna. He's in your heart. He knows what you're going through. And just give that a strong consideration. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Jai. You have any comments?
So this here the shloka talks about sensual satisfaction. This is why Lord creates this material world.
Mm-hmm.
And even after knowing that sensual satisfaction is the cause of our repeated appearance and disappearance, birth and death, elevated devotees also, they fall prey to sensual satisfaction one way or other, maybe in the form of eating or sleeping or mating or defending. So why even after, what is the difference between knowledge and realization?
Yeah, knowledge is pretty worthless unless if you apply, right? What's the good of getting information and not applying it to your life? Like if you say there's a fire over there in that at the end of that highway, don't go there. So okay, I now know. Someone informed me there's fire, so you get some kind of image of fire on the road. But then you have to act according to your good intelligence that says maybe it's to be feared. Like there's danger at every step. That's in this verse too. All right. So the application for people is weak. Like a lot of people know smoking is no good, drinking is no good, this is no good, but they still do it. Yeah.
That's the reason.
Yeah, it's a habit.
Even the devotees also, I've seen, they know that this is the cause of our repeated birth. Many of the devotees, they would know it. And then you mentioned that Prabhupada said that you were not elevated or didn't elevate yourself.
Yeah, you were never up here, so there's no question of falling down.
So what is the ultimate elevation then?
Just why do people drink? Why do they smoke? Because it's all around them. We live in the pop culture. Pop means sin. So it's all around you. But if you're in an environment which restricts this, it says, no, it's not good, where you get a higher taste, param drishva nevartate, then you'll do, because most people are followers. They're not leaders. They're not trailblazers. Most people just blindly follow. So if your environment is all about, doing the things that are self-destructive, and that's what you're going to end up doing. What you see, you do. Monkey see, monkey do. So we're all monkeys.
Yeah.
We should be monks, but we're monkeys.
People who drink alcohol, they know it's not good.
Mm-hmm.
They have seen people dying with alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
People who take the drugs, they have seen people taking drugs die.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like in the same room,
Mm-hmm.
they have seen that somebody died with a drug.
Yeah.
Still he or she takes it.
Yeah.
And the desire for sense enjoyment at that particular moment with a drug or alcohol or whatever it is so high that it overcomes that knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Or sometimes he follows even.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes he can overcome that particular instance
Mm-hmm.
with his realization and knowledge, but
It
not all
doesn't
the time.
apply. People are weak in their application.
Yeah,
That's really the problem.
doesn't happen. Like we've seen even the spiritual leaders,
Mm-hmm.
they have suffered with the setbacks in their life.
Yeah. A lot of it is conditioning from the past.
Yeah. So how do we create a suitable environment where
You have to,
everybody gets the opportunity
we get inspired. Yeah.
to maintain their
Mm-hmm.
spiritual standards?
All of the
As soon as
answers.
the environment is removed,
Mm-hmm.
the chances of
Mm-hmm.
coming back to the normal habits are high.
Mm-hmm.
As long as they are in, say, ashrama or
Mm-hmm.
in a monastery, they might be protected.
Mm-hmm.
But there will be a time when they have to give up that.
Yeah.
Then
But-
they are back to the.
But they're encouraged to still grihastha ashram, to be in an ashram. So their house should be like an ashram. The people they associate with, whoever they're communicating with, should be spiritual people. Sangha, it's all about sangha is the answer to all of our problems. Just like we had that one fellow Ray on the call yesterday. He says, "How can I get to the next step?" And and he's got some kind of handicap issues. And he said, "Well, you can learn a lot by reading what's there. Direction is given there. Call someone. Those are some of the practical things we can do. And if you can be a little bit mobile, go to a place where there's a spiritual function. There's such a great need for people even to engage in music and to dance. People don't dance and sing enough. And if the song and dance can be more wholesome, a subject matter that's away from the pop culture, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Look at how many people flock to like these concerts. It's not a concert about kirtan. It's got more to do with
different flavors.
different guna, right?
Thank you, Manu.
Thank you. Here's a plate, and you'll put some prasadam on it, I guess.
Thank you, Manu.
Thank you so much. My name is Dr. Prashant Jani, but that he is right here in the room with me. I'm Bhakti Marg Swami, your servant. I'm Das. I'm Krishna's boss.